Hello everyone and welcome to my preview of Moya Stakes Night tomorrow night at Moonee Valley. This card every year is always an absolute blockbuster with some great horses going around, and I'm super excited to be able to do this live stream with looking back at the past previews, because that seemed to work really well last week with Golden Rose Day. We found horses like Militarize at a good price in the Golden Rose Athabascan. In race 5, the Colin Stephen drifted out to about $5, I think, so that was good. Hopefully we can repeat the dose and do it all again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to preview 7 of the 8 races, and we're going to preview race 2 all the way through to race 8. Race 1 we're not going to do because it is a benchmark 70 over 1500, and there is no past races on this night for that particular race. So we're just going to be doing the Extreme Freight Plate, the first race anyway. The 3-year-old Colts and Gelding, step weights plus penalties, 1200 metres. Hopefully this all works. The past 3 winners of this particular race have been KGB, Minx Moment, and Free to Move. So what have they all had in common? They've all been either first or second up, so fresh in their campaigns. They've all settled on speed, which is what you expect from the Valley, and they've had the light weight or the bottom weight of 56 kilos. So this is very interesting. So the two for me, or the one that stand out based off that, is Armed Forces and Executore. We'll go to both of them now. So Armed Forces is on the backup. Sorry, not on the backup. It's second up. Tick. What else did I put? It's on the lightest weight, the minimum of 56, tick. Settles on speed. It's not going to be right there contesting for the lead, and in a field of 7, being on speed, well, who knows? So that's a sort of a question mark. Blinker's first time Blake Shin enhances its chances. Executore, third up, not first or second up. Not a total putter-offerer, if that's a word. But you would have liked to send it first or second up. Settles on speed, tick, like it's a leader, as we can see from these 2 races at Murray Bridge and Morphettville, and it's on the minimum of 56. So, Armed Forces and Executore look really hard to beat. The short price favourites, Brave Mead. It's second up, tick, settles on speed. It's drawn this gate, and there's going to be faster horses on its inside, so I don't know where it gets to in run. Might have to go back again if it misses the start like it did here, and it's not carrying 56, so I don't think this Brave Mead deserves to be as short as what it is at the moment, and Armed Forces and Executore stand out amongst this field of now 6, with Heuristic coming out. But that's a pretty tough race because there's only 6. All right, the next one is race 3, the Benchmark 84 1200. It's the MSC Signs Handicap. The past 3 winners have been Zathus, Lombardo, and Simply Optimistic. So what they've had in common, they've all settled on speed, as you expect from the Valley, all settling on speed. They've all SP'd under $10, so this is one, if you're betting late, if they're under $10, then they're probably a good chance of winning. And 2 out of the 3 horses, which have been Simply Optimistic and Lombardo, are both Benchmark 78 1200 winners last start before the Benchmark 84 1200 happening tomorrow night. That's very interesting. And the only horse that didn't do that, Zathus, was first up, so it hadn't been racing at all. Right, what have I got next? I put very even. This is extremely even, and I've put Exeter. Can it repeat the dose? We'll go have a look. So the favourite's Najem Sahale, 62.5 kilos. Mark Zara, yeah, 62.5's a lump of weight, but First Immortal was able to do it last week, so that doesn't worry me too much. Gate 8. It's going to be some fast horses on its inside, so might not get its favourable lead role, and was pretty plain last start in the Bobby Lewis, but you do have to forgive it. It was up the Flemington Straight over 1200, and you need to be a 1300 metre or 1400 metre horse to win 1200 down the straight at Flemington. Also, it was on its lonesome on the inside, so I'm going to forgive Najem Sahale for that, but I still want to take it on at 390. Others that made appeal, not much. Ranting's been well supported. It does get back though. It'll have to be positive from that gate. Sandpaper first up can run well. Yeah, it'll be running well. Exeter, I think is over the odds. Geordie Childs now takes the ride. I haven't seen that yet, but it's a benchmark 78 1200 winner last start. Being on the synthetic, it's probably a weaker 78, but it was a $50,000 race, and Simply Optimistic won its 78 1200 as a $50,000 race. So that's, I guess, similar type of races. It led and won just. It before this carried 52 kilos in an 84 over 1200 at the Valley and failed. So that doesn't give you too much confidence. But I think if it can repeat the dose of what the profile says of the 78 1200, it could go very close to winning. The one that I'm gravitating towards as well, Sandpaper, can run well. Gate 5, J Car, first up. That's the other horse I'm gravitating to, but Exeter way over the odds in my opinion, but still don't know. Race 4's the next one. It's the Ladbrokes 55-second challenge. It's back, and Heat 1 is being run tomorrow night. Benchmark 84 level over the 955 metres. The past 3 winners of this race have been Wolflands, Julian Welsh, Carleen Heffel, Curran, very good horse, Lynn Tolson, Leonie Proctor, Maddie Cartwright, and Alpha Oro, very exciting. Matt Laurie, Ben Mellum combined there, I think. So what have they all had in common? Well, this one's a little bit obscure. Regular rider, 5. So the same rider actually had ridden that horse for its past 5 or more starts, which is very, very weird and interesting, I thought. On speed, obviously being 955, it's just a sprint, so you want to be on speed. 2 out of the 3 have been last start winners. Those were Alpha Oro and Wolflands. And Curran ran, I think, 3rd, beaten under half a length in the Creswick, and then before that had won 2 runs ago, and consistently racing throughout the winter. Another very interesting one. Race Fit. Home Rule appeals the most. So Unflinching is the favourite. Wiremu Pin, Gate 1. On speed, yes. Regular rider, no. This is Wiremu Pin's first sit on Unflinching, but I don't think it really matters. Unflinching's not a hard horse for apprentices to go on and ride well. What else is there? It's not a last start winner, but 2 back it was, so that's good. It hasn't been consistently racing throughout winter, but Home Rule, it's got the regular rider of John Allen. Now, here John Allen couldn't make the weight, didn't travel over to Oakbank. Here, John Allen couldn't make the weight, and here it was running in Adelaide, so Johnny Allen doesn't ride in Adelaide. So basically, he rides all the Victorian races for this horse that are at a suitable weight for him, so that's tick. It'll settle on speed. It won't lead, but it'll settle on speed. That's a tick. It's a last start winner. That's a tick. Consistently racing throughout the winter. I don't know if you count, well, I'm not going to count the Gold Topaz in June as consistently racing throughout the winter, but it did race in winter and makes the most appeal out of the most of the key chances anyway. It definitely fits the criteria more than Unflinching, and Fetch, it hasn't run since April. The other one that makes a little bit of appeal at a price, but I didn't mention it in the PowerPoint, was Rattle and Bang. Gate 10 is the minor query from a normal form perspective because there's going to be faster horses on its inside, but Sheridan Clark claims to bring it down to 53.5 kilos. It was almost a last start winner. Ran second behind Vivienne, who's since franked the form. Hasn't got the regular rider, but settles on speed, and I just thought it was a decent chance. It was close behind Home Rule here, and now gets another 2 kilos off Home Rule off this start, so it can run well. Little Miss QB can run well, but apart from that, it's all good. So Home Rule makes the most appeal to me in race number 4. Move on to race 5, the first leg of the quaddie, the Entry Education Stud Stakes over the 1600 metres at Group 2 level for the 3-year-olds. Now, this is going to be fun. Past 3 winners of this race have been Tijuana, Forgot You, and Glenfiddich. All very, very good horses. What have they had in common? They've all drawn inside barriers for an economical run. That's very important. Well, not very important, but it's important. Settle on speed. This has been the theme throughout the night so far. You've wanted to settle on speed. Top 3 last start in a Saturday race is also very interesting that I found out. Running 1400 to 1600 last campaign in, like, for example, the VRC Sires, the Inglis Sires, the Champagne Stakes, the Anzac Day Stakes, and right in the market. So the market is heavily with it and has found it. The easiest bet you can have on the night, number 11, Autumn Angel. I am extremely confident that this horse will win. It's not the first favourite. It's not the second favourite. It's not the third favourite. I don't even think that's the fourth favourite anymore. I think it's about the fifth favourite, Autumn Angel. The only filly in the race up against the Colts and Geldings. And I think this is one of the best bets I've seen for a while. I really like Autumn Angel. And I'm going to stop going on and on. I'll just tell you why. And we're going to line this up with the criteria so you can see my thinking. Drawn in. It's drawn gate 1. Tick. Settle on speed. Well, it's settled worse than midfield here, but they strung out the field. And even back here, it's settled midfield. Here, it's settled on speed. And from gate 1, Billy Egan won't want to be too far away. Settle on speed, tick. Won't lead, but tick. Top 3 last start in Saturday grade race, tick. Third behind Fist of Fury. 1400 to 1600 last campaign, no. But it finished second behind Legacies, and Legacies went out and won the Anzac Day Stakes by 4.5 lengths. Anzac Day Stakes is here. Basically a tick, right in the market. It opened $5. It's drifted out to about $7.50 now, so it was a tick because it opened $5. It fits almost all the criteria perfectly, and I think it's the one to beat. In terms of the horses in front of it in the market, Griff, yes, it's a good last start winner in the Exford Plate, but it's drawn gate 10 and it's the favourite. Like, this horse is going to have to go back around 1600 at the Valley and give good horses a head start. I don't think this horse deserves to be favourite. Fist of Fury beat Autumn Angel last start. Autumn Angel probably wins if it doesn't get held up. And it's drawn gate 8, so it'll have to go back. And I think Autumn Angel gets a more economical run than what Fist of Fury does this time. And if you're worried about Autumn Angel getting the 1600, I wouldn't be. If you watch the patrol car footage that goes on the opposite side of what the real camera is, in like the big Saturday races where they have the car going with the camera, you can see after it loses all its momentum on the corner, Autumn Angel, in the last race at the Valley, it picks itself up again, and through the line it's taking ground off Fist of Fury, albeit slightly, so I wouldn't be too concerned about Autumn Angel not running at a strong 1600. Mojave Desert would be my second pick in the race. It'll be on speed. Didn't finish in the top 3 last start, but started a very solid SP, and that's a good thing. Draws in. It's drawn 5. It's drawn a good gate. It'll settle on speed. It ran 1400 to 1600 last campaign. It's almost run in the market. Mojave Desert would be one of my second pick behind Autumn Angel. King of Fighters had to go back last start. It has rolled forward on past occasions, but I don't think it's going to roll forward here with the speed that should be set. I think they'll go back and attack the line. If it does roll, who rolls forward in this race? Limburg for Ollie might go forward. Vidard will go forward. Autumn Angel will be right there. Invincible Shield may be too far away. Deadly Press has the ability to go forward. If King of Fighters rolls forward, I mean, it hasn't drawn in, but if it settles on speed, it finished 3rd last start, so that's a tick. This is its first campaign and its 4th run in. I take it back. I was almost swayed by the fact that King of Fighters could go forward, but no, it doesn't fit the criteria well enough. Vidad only had 1 start. I need to get more of a read on it rather than just a Bendigo maiden. But I'm all over Autumn Angel. I can't wait for this race because I think this horse is going to take a lot of beating. And I'll know within the first 800 metres about where it settles. If it settles in the first half, it just needs luck in the straight and it'll be winning. I'm very confident. Race 6 is the Group 2 Stock Stakes for the Ladbroke Stock Stakes at weight for age for the mares over the 16. Daisy, So You Assume, and Mystic Journey have all been the past 3 winners of this race. What have they had in common, you ask? Now, this is very difficult. They literally had nothing in common. Under $10 SP, fit on speed, or fresh, good from back, past couple ready to win. That's what I got. But it doesn't really matter because there's a standout here, and that's Amelia's Jewel. Won the Let's Elope very well first up. Draws gate 10 and around the valley, that might not be great. I think $1.35 is way too short, but I don't want to be backing anything against Amelia's Jewel, so can't take her on. But she should just be winning. If it's an on-speed bias, maybe not. But she just I can't say anything. She should just be winning. Try saying that 5 times fast. The other horse that I think can cause a boil over is Sione. This horse has won 4 in a row and settles on speed, which is what the criteria says. So you assume won 4 in a row and then won the Stock Stakes. Can this horse do it? We'll find out. The other horse is Papillon Club. Was good from the back here. Draws to settle closer. And Willow On is a booking that shows intent. And that's what I put here. Outside the obvious, Amelia's Jewel, the 2 that fit the bill are Sione and Papillon Club. Race 7 is the feature. The Group 1 Moya Stakes over the 1,000 metres. The past 3 winners of this race have been Coolangatta, Wild Ruler, and Pippi. All very fast horses. What have they had in common? They've all been first to second up, as you would expect. They've all been on speed, and I've put in brackets 2021 different. So the Wild Ruler won settling on speed, so that's good. But the Inferno came from last and lost by a pimple, so this might not matter, and especially with Imperatriz in the race. Under $10 SP, so they've been well found by the market and drawn in. So they're drawn an inside barrier to get a nice economical run without doing too much work coming across from a wide gate. Now, for the Group 1s this year, we won the Golden Rose with Militarized. We've won the Underwood with Alligator Blood. We've won the Maccabi Diva with Mr. Brightside. We've won the Memsey for Mr. Brightside. So I'm actually 4 from 4 for Group 1s this season. And I didn't do the Wink Stakes. I didn't look at it at all, so I'm not counting that. So I'm 4 from 4 so far in the season for Group 1s. I should be 5 from 5 if this good thing gets up Imperatriz. I think it'll take some beating. The only thing that it was against was settle on speed, but the Inferno came from 11th and got within a pimple. This horse will settle about 5th or 6th. It's an absolute superstar, and it should be winning. Outside of that, Rothfire, I think, deserves to be the second favourite. This horse is second up. It settles on speed. It's drawn gate 1. What else have I got? It's under $10 SP. I reckon this horse deserves to be second favourite. Asfura is my third pick, number 8. Mitch Aiken, what an opportunity for this man. Second up, Tick. It's drawn out, so it might have a little bit more trouble finding a position, which is why I couldn't have it over Rothfire, but it's a very good horse. And at a big price, Zoo Style in for 4th. This horse is second up. It settles on speed. Hasn't been found by the market, so I don't think it's good enough to win. And it's drawn gate 3 as well with Goat Oliver in the saddle. But Imperatriz should just be winning and getting me 5 from 5 in the Group 1s. As we move on to the Group 3 Scarborough Stakes. The University Food Group Scarborough Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies at Group 3 level over the 1,200 metres. Past 3 winners of this race have been the fast and speedy Queen of the Ball, Sarah Des and Swats That. What have they had in common? They've all been second up. 2 out of the 3, Swats That and Sarah Des, have both come through the Captain Teebs, and Queen of the Ball, because it was trained in Sydney, came through the Silver Shadow. Stakes winner previously, so was an Autumn Stakes winner last preparation. That's very key to note, so it's a pretty good horse. And Settle on Speed, as again, like it's the theme of the night. So this was very tough. Skirt the Law and She's All Shenanigans are the best 2 chances, and Ulanova is the best value chance. So we'll start with Skirt the Law. It's not second up, it's third up, but it settles on speed, and it's a stakes winner here. So it's going to be very hard to beat Skirt the Law. She's All Shenanigans is also third up, comes through the Captain Teebs, where it won, and yeah, I mean, Skirt the Law gets half a kilo off She's All Shenanigans, but it won't really matter. Half a kilo is not that much. Settles on speed, and it's a stakes winner back here in the Vobis Showdown and Vobis Gold Rush. Very good. Ulanova, I mean, it's a Group 1 winner in New Zealand, is second up, which is good. And if Ollie's positive, it'll settle right there on speed. But I'm not sure how positive they're going to want to be, which is why I couldn't have it like on top. But this horse, it was trending in the market like it was going to beat Skirt the Law and Charmstone. And if it did, it would start favourite in this race. But it didn't, and it pulled up with a slow recovery. If this horse is right, it'll be right up to them at a massive price, Ulanova. And apart from that, Chilled is another one at value. It's a stakes winner back here. It settles on speed, but I think there's going to be faster horses inside of it and outside of it, so I'm not too sure where it ends up, and it doesn't come through a particularly strong form reference compared to the likes of the Captain Teebs and the Quizette Stakes. But that's that. Getting on to the Salmonator's final thoughts now. Can tomorrow night be a success? We'll find out. So in race 2, Armed Forces is my on-top selection, just ahead of Executore, but they're very close together. Race 3, Exeter, my best, an each-way play, but Sandpaper is also right in it. Race 4, Home Rule, my on-top selection, confident. Race 5, Autumn Angel, extremely confident, and I really, really like that horse tomorrow night. I reckon it'll bolt in. Race 6, Amelia's Jewel should win, but Sione could be the upset. Race 7, Imperatrice should win, but Rothfire can get the job done if the fave isn't at its best. And race 8, I'm going She's All Shenanigans just ahead of Skirt the Law, just because I think She's All Shenanigans will be in front of Skirt the Law, and I reckon it'll just scoot around the valley and could be too fast. However, 1200 might find it out late, but we'll see. And it's also a better price ahead of Skirt the Law and Ulanova, the value. But that's going to wrap it up. That's my Moya Stakes Night preview. Stay tuned tonight. Later on tonight, I'm going to put out my Epsom Handicap Day or Metrop Day preview. Also looking at the past. We're going to have a lot of fun with that, and hopefully lots of winners to come. So I'll see you then. I know you'll tune in for that because you want winners, but bye for now.